Hi guys. Alright, I know I'm a little bit early getting started, but I just wanted to give everybody, a couple minutes to get on, so I'll just, you know, sit here with you guys for a couple minutes until it's actually 1:11, and then we will get started, okay? Just give everybody some time. I'm having some tea here. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure my volume was already up. But yeah, I'm having some echinacea tea. Echinacea is an herb that's really good for your immune system. So I've been trying to build that back up. I've been, a little bit under the weather. So I'm drinking this. One of the main reasons that I'm drinking this is because I actually just went to go see someone, and she studies iridology, and it's actually very, very interesting. I would highly recommend it for anybody who has like any medical conditions that they can't really like figure out from regular medicine and pharmaceutical companies. I'm not in any means telling you to stop taking medication or stop doing what your doctor says, but what the iridology does is they take a picture of your eye, and apparently your eye, the map of your eye, can tell you about your genetics and like what's physically wrong with you. Very, very interesting. And then they, recommend different herbs or natural treatments that you can take to, fix whatever's going on with you. But it was really, really interesting to go to that, because I was having some physical problems that, you go to doctors and they tell you the same thing, and it's stop being so stressed and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm so stressed because I have medical problems. But when you really take a look like deeper from a different angle, I think it's gives you a different kind of perspective. So I was really glad that I went and did that. So one of the recommendations was that I, focus a little more on taking echinacea and other things. So I just went and did that a couple days ago. So can give you guys an update on how everything went. And I was a little nervous at first because I thought that maybe going to this, I don't want to say prescription, but, they would tell me different kinds of herbs that I never even heard of, and, but that wasn't the case at all. So when I went, once again, hi Brad, I was just giving everybody, a little tidbit of what I was doing in the past week. I'm just waiting for it to be 1:11 to get started. But I was saying that I went to an iridologist, where they look at your eye and look at the map of your eye and your genetics and see what's going on with you. But it was really, really cool. So once again, I am not a medical professional. I am not telling you to stop taking your medications or anything like that. But it was just interesting to go and see that. So did you ever hear of that? Iridology? It was really cool. I had heard earlier in the year, I had heard somebody else went to do that. But I don't know. I'm into like the natural stuff, but like I was saying before, all the herbs and stuff that she told me to start taking, I had heard of all of them before. It wasn't like some like weird stuff that I was like, where am I going to be able to get this? I had heard of everything before, so I was glad about that. So enjoying my echinacea tea here. I'm going to go out to the farmer's market later after I'm done this and get some more stuff and, see how it goes. But I'll definitely give you guys an update on what's going on. Alright, so we have about a minute left. Okay, wonderful. Going to make a 1:11 post. Okay. So we'll have about another minute left, and then we'll get started here. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog barking. He's downstairs, but... Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to get started. It is 1:11 on 11/1. And I was just really inspired today to talk a little bit about the energy shift and what all these 1s and 11s mean. I know everybody's excited too for 11/11. That's going to be coming up, so I'll be excited to see what you guys have to say about that. I've been noticing a lot of people talking about that and the energy shift and all that. So, all right. So what is this energy shift that we're going through? All right. So we are moving out of the age of Pisces right now. And the age of Pisces has a lot to do with money and power and control. And I know that a lot of that is going on right now in the world. And I'm not saying that we're going to move away from that completely and not have anything to do with that anymore, but we're moving away from a very, very strong focus on those things and moving into the age of Pisces, or I'm sorry, the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is more about unity and brotherhood and community and coming together as a whole, and just being more united together. So that's what we're moving into right now, the age of Aquarius. And with this shift into Aquarius, we are going to be having a change in consciousness. We are moving away from this 3D consciousness way of living and moving toward 4 and 5D consciousness. So what does all of that mean? Okay, so 3D consciousness is when you are stuck in this negative, frustrated, anger, even rage, kind of irritability or agitation, all of those negative emotions. When you find yourself to be really engulfed in that, in your own life, in people that are around you, that is the 3D way of living, and being stuck there and not being willing to see that there's another way to live. So now I'm not saying that you're never going to have situations that are going to bring up sadness or anger or things like that. We're here having this human experience, and these are things that we need to learn and experiences that we have to have. So we are going to come across these things. But moving away from the 3D means that we don't have or don't feel the necessity to stay there, that we consciously have the ability to move away from those emotions. We can acknowledge them and become aware of them, but we don't have to stay there. It's simple things like you wake up in the morning and you're worried about something that's going to happen during the day, and you just let those feelings of worry and anxiety completely take over your entire day and ruin the whole day. It's little things like that you can wake up in the morning and be worried about something, but you can also consciously say, okay, I'm worried about this, but I am going to implement things to raise my vibration and to settle that worry and anxiety a little bit so it doesn't take control of my life. Okay, so with that said, moving closer to the awareness piece in just knowing that you're having these feelings and making a conscious choice to change them, that is moving closer and moving into the 4D aspect of consciousness. So 4D is just really all about that awareness and really making the choice to change your vibration. Yes, meditation, absolutely. Meditation is a huge, huge piece in, being aware of how you're feeling, mindfulness too, being aware of how you're feeling and being okay with that You know, you're allowed to have negative feelings, but it's the reactions that we have towards those negative feelings, and how we let them or don't let them control what's going on with us. Absolutely. So 4D is the awareness. This is the awakening stage. Okay, so we're becoming more aware of negative things that are going on around us. I know for myself, I have less of a tolerance for negativity around me. Sometimes I can't handle being around it, and I have to remove myself from it, because then it starts to make me agitated, and that's just completely going backwards. So we want to try to avoid that. So knowing things that can help you increase your vibration right away are going to be really helpful to pull you out of that negative state. All right, so moving on to the 5D consciousness. 5D consciousness is purposefully increasing your vibration so that you can project an energy of love. That's what 5D is. 5D is living in an energy of love and understanding and non-judgment. Okay, now this is a lot easier said than done, because we judge people all the time. We judge ourselves all the time. But really living from a place of 5D consciousness is being able to just project that understanding that, you know, everybody is different, and that's okay. Everybody is on a different, you know, space in their spiritual journey, and that's okay. Not everybody is awakening to, you know, even 4D. Some people really don't even agree with anything, you know, that has to even relate to what I'm talking about. And that's okay. You know, just because I feel strongly about what I'm talking about doesn't make it any more right than what somebody else thinks. But when you're in this state of 5D, it will become almost automatic for you to be able to dismiss any feelings of negativity. It will be able, you know, easier for you to dismiss negativity that's going on around you. Once again, like I said, this doesn't mean that you're not going to be faced with negative situations, but you will have the ability to better control your vibration and the way that you react to certain things. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? Just want to make sure everybody understands this. Because I think some people think that, you know, once you reach this 5D ascension, you know, whatever, that it's going to be some like blissful place that no negativity is ever going to happen to you. And that's not the case. But the case is that you will, you know, have this awareness inside of you and be able to recognize that it's happening right away, and be able to change, you know, whatever negative feelings that you're having. The election is a great test. Yes. That is true. So, okay. All right. So, all right. So with that said, kind of moving into the numbers piece of this. So the number 1 is about independence and moving forward, and being assertive with yourself, other people, you know, not aggressive, but being assertive, being able to stand up for yourself, independence, like I said, moving forward with things. So that's really where the number 1 comes in. The number 11 is a master number, and 11 is about spiritual insights, and, you know, letting us know that spirit is there with us. So when these 2 numbers are brought together, this is just a great time for moving forward and being assertive in your spiritual insight. So these numbers are going to be joined together, and with that comes the manifestation piece. So through your spiritual insights and your assertiveness and what you want spiritually, becoming very clear on what you want, that will help you to manifest what you want in your life. And when you're seeing the number 111, that is all about the universe telling you to be very, very careful about what you're thinking, because whatever you are thinking, you are manifesting in your life at that moment. So it's just a little reminder from the universe to keep track of your thoughts, because whatever you're thinking is going to be what's your reality. So that's the most important thing when you're seeing the number 111. And some people, say that this is an angel number. Personally, I do like to believe that, that when I see this, I know that this is a message from the angels or my spirit guide, just telling me, just giving me a little nudge, a reminder, saying that, keep track of your thoughts. And sometimes when I am a little bit more anxious or thinking negatively, I do see this number, and it is a good reminder that I need to change my thoughts, because if I'm projecting all this anxiety, then that's what is going to be coming back in my life. Okay, so is that like mainly what people have been hearing? Have you heard anything else about 111? That's like the big thing, that when you're seeing 111, that is a big manifestation number. Okay, so obviously manifestation goes hand in hand with the law of attraction. And what does the law of attraction say? That thoughts become things. Okay, and when we see things like numbers, numbers especially, on the clock or license plates or addresses, receipts, whatever it may be, these are signs from the universe that we need to pay attention to certain things, like what we're manifesting. And I think it's important to be open to how we're being led. And I think that the more open that you are, the more signs that you'll be receiving. And we really need to pay attention for these signs, because we're faced with them every single day. We see these signs every single day, and a lot of times we just have these blinders on, and we don't see them. So we need to be aware that this is happening around us. And when I hear, see, it's 1:23 now. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Don't get me started, but all right. So when the law of attraction says that thoughts become things, I kind of think of it more as our feelings become things, because you can think something that you want to manifest. You can think of it a million times in your head, but if you're not actually feeling the emotion behind it, it's not that it's not going to manifest, but it could take much, much longer. So we really want to pay attention to how we're feeling about things, and to really be expressing the emotions that we want to see come into our reality. Most of these angel numbers seem to talk about support. Yeah, absolutely. So, Brad's saying that these angel numbers, talk about support from your angels in one way or another. Absolutely. So, and like I said, 111 is all about them saying, watch your thoughts, because this is what you're manifesting. I know personally for me, I've been seeing a lot of 6s and 9s, and 666, and this is one thing that is a common misconception. I do not believe that the number 666 is, negative in any type of way, but that's more like you're focusing too much on your finances, and you just need to trust that the universe will provide for you, and bring it back to focusing on the spirituality part of things. And 9, being that your angels are just reminding you that you are a light worker and you're on the right path. But that can be for another video. I could talk about these all day. But just going back to the law of attraction and this manifestation piece, I think also that it's important to, when we're manifesting, like I said, you want to make sure that your emotions are in a space for, if you were to manifest immediately whatever you were thinking about, is that really what you would want? So keep your emotions in check. And if you're in a space where your vibration is not really that high, you want to be careful about what you're thinking about, because you want to have yourself in a place where you are at an energy to receive positive things in your life. And a couple things that you can do to keep yourself motivated to stay in that energy. And I also have on my YouTube page and on my blog, on my website, thespiritualsafehouse.com, I have an article on 5 ways to keep yourself motivated when you're feeling stuck or whatever. And you can use these things when your vibration is down too. But the first thing is to keep your eye on the prize. So thinking about, like what you want, and making sure you're crystal clear on exactly what you want, so that, the universe just knows, what you're sending out. So it's good to be very, very clear on what you want. Another thing to do is to talk with like-minded people. So, if your vibration's not too low, you can, I know when I'm not feeling good, I like to get in some of the Facebook groups where people, really embrace the same things that I believe in, and talk to those people. I think that that's always really a good thing to do. Let me see. So another thing that I suggest is listing your accomplishments daily. I think this is really important, so that you can kind of see on paper all the little things that you do, and then that's something positive that you can look at. Also, spending time in quiet meditation, like you said, Brad, spending time in meditation, spending time to yourself to kind of regroup, that can help to, get your vibe up where it needs to be again. And then also talking about being motivated. I think that that's really important, so that if you talk about what you're feeling in a positive way, then that is going to bring back those energies and bring back that vibration to you as well. So like I said, if you want to look at that article or that video on 5 ways to stay motivated when you're feeling stuck, you can check that out on my website or my YouTube page as well. But it's keep that in mind though, that when you're feeling down, those are the feelings too that you are projecting, and that's what you're going to be getting back as well. So when you are wanting to manifest something that's really, really important to you, make sure that you are in the vibe to do that. Okay? Does anybody have any questions so far about anything that we talked about? No? Okay. So, I love crystals as well. That's something that I'm very, very interested in. And so I wanted to offer you guys that are interested in that, or even if you're not, you can see what I'm talking about maybe. So I wanted to offer you guys 2 crystals that are really great for manifestation. Okay, so the first one, I'll hold this up. The first one is citrine. Okay, and citrine is a crystal for the 3rd chakra. So that focuses on like self-confidence, self-worth, self-esteem, things like that. Okay, and citrine is really good for prosperity and abundance. So if you're trying to manifest things in that nature, or even if it's something else, that can be something that's really good to carry around with you. Carrying a little piece of citrine in your wallet is really helpful. I like to do that. This piece is this is smoky citrine, and I actually got this from very dear friend of mine, Megan. She sells crystals on Facebook, Peace on Earth Rocks, so check out her page for all your crystal buying pleasures. She has a little bit of everything, but this is smoky citrine. So smoky citrine is good for all the properties of citrine, abundance and prosperity, but it also has a little bit of grounding properties in there too. So this is kind of good for, bringing you up, but also keeping you like level-headed as well. And I also have, it is nice, isn't it? I have a article on 5 gentle crystal must-haves, and I also have that on a blog, in an article, and on my YouTube page as well, so if you want to check that out. And then I also have this piece of pyrite. Pyrite is really cool too. So pyrite is good for creativity, and it also is good for guarding against control. And I think that that is really interesting during manifestation times, because we can be controlled by so many different things. The media especially is just, just controls our thoughts, but even other people, things that we read. So Pyrite is good for just you being able to think on your own, and especially during this time, with these numbers, I think it's important, because these ones are, all about independence and, moving forward, thinking on your own. So Pyrite is good for that. So to just keep that in mind, okay? They're two nice little pieces that that you can use to carry around with you for manifesting. So, all right, guys. Well, if nobody has any other questions, but if you do, think of questions later, please, you can message me at the Spiritual Safe House, my Facebook page, or you can send me an email. If you go through the Contacts Me link on my page, thespiritualsafehouse.com, you can ask me any questions there. And on, let me see, I think it's November 15th on Tuesday, 2 weeks actually, I'm going to be doing a live Facebook talk on the Ascension Stones, okay? So I think it's going to be a lot easier doing it live, so then I can show you guys stuff and answer your questions. So, all right, if you guys don't have anything else, I'll say goodbye to you guys for this afternoon, okay? Yeah, thank you so much. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.